Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. I'm going to do a deck profile here on my Revenger build after the Legend deck, but pre-set 3. So, yeah, I'll get started. Obviously, my starting Vanguard is Judgeabao. One of the best starting Vanguards that have ever been in this game. Yeah, like if you were to ban another starting Vanguard in the game other than Conrad and Barkle, I would think this guy would probably be one of them. Then for my trigger lineup, I'm doing 6 crits, 4 Revenger draw, 2 Owl, and 4 heal. I'm doing 6 and 6 because that's what I've found is working best for me. Yeah, and I'm doing the 4 Revenger draws versus more Owls because I can actually retire these for the Legion, whereas the Owl I can't. And I've never actually used the Owl skill. It's a good skill, I've just never actually used it. Onto the grade 1 lineup. I play like 15 grade 1s in this build because this deck burns through grade 1s very quickly, so I like to have a lot of them. So I have my 4 perfect guards. I'm playing the Revenger one because, again, I prefer the fact that it's a Revenger over the Skull Witch. Skull Witch's skill isn't even that good, honestly. Like, it's a skill that'd be better early game, but for a card that you only use late game, this guy can actually be retired and he can block your rear guards too, so I just prefer this card. Then I play 4 Masquerade. Now the reason I choose to play 4 of him is because this deck goes through grade 1s a lot and utilizes them heavily. And this card can play the job of a grade 2 in terms of attacking. So that's why I play 4 of him, to utilize him as much as possible because he can attack just like a grade 2. I also play 4 Dorients, and then 3 Trumpeter. I do not play Swordbreaker because between Swordbreaker and Trumpeter, that's too much going on. It's too, for one, they're both Soul Blast. Swordbreaker is only good when called out by certain cards, and it's slow, and when you draw the Swordbreaker it's just bad, whereas this card is even good even after you draw it. So between the Soul Blasting, how the card only works when called off other cards and things like that, and the fact that the deck just needs plenty of Revengers, that's why I'm not running it. I get plenty of card advantage just out of like the free grade 1s alone. I just think Swordbreaker is too much and isn't good after you draw it, etc. So that justifies why I'm doing that. So whether people like it or not, it's what I prefer. So I prefer consistency over overpowered. So 2 McCart for my grade 2s. I still like to run him because, again, he's a Revenger. With only 2 of them, I can always still call him off of the break ride and then get a free card. The reason I don't like to run Maka, which you're gonna see with the rest of my grade 2 lineup, which is pretty obvious already what they are. I don't run Maka because she's too slow. That's really why I don't like her. She's too slow. She's another counterblast in a deck that is already very counterblast heavy. So yeah, that's why I do not run her. And then my other grade 2s are 4 Blaster Abyss and 4 Blaster Dark, which is pretty obvious. That's pretty I don't think anyone would really argue that. And then for my grade 3s, I have 4 Mordred and 4 Phantom Blaster. There's really no doubt to run this lineup for your grade 3s. It's pretty much how you play Revengers if you're playing Revengers. And then for my G units, I run one Blizza, because when you get to late game and your opponent's exhausted their perfect guards, there's just really no realistic way to stop it. You kind of just have to hope that you don't die or you heal. Then I play one Rain Element. You should probably run this in any deck that has a Legion with a grade 2. It gives you a free stride. That's really all there is to it. A free stride is pretty good. Then I play 2 Grim Recruiter. This card is fantastic. It's really good, especially early game, or like earlier mid game when you have it teamed up with Judge Bow. If it hits, your field just fills up with cards for free. And I like to play 2 of it because usually they can block him like once a game, but it's not often that they're going to be able to block him twice a game. And even if they do, they've used up so many resources doing so that your other moves like Diablo are just going to kill them. And then last is my 4 Diablo. Definitely one of the best grade 4s there is. This card is extremely dangerous. It makes people have to play a lot different than they normally would want to, because this card is so threatening. They'll have to throw down cards they wouldn't even want to, like sometimes even triggers and such. Very dangerous card. And that covers it for my Revenger. So, thank you for watching.